We went together about, oh, we didn't even court too long before I asked her to marry me. I asked to marry me. She said, well, you got to ask my mama. Well, when her mom and daddy were separated at that time. And I finally got around to it. Just to ask her mama. I was kind of shy then. We said, I had to ask her mama something. So I finally got out that, I think it was one Wednesday night. We couldn't go to see the girls, but every Wednesday and Tuesday. Every Tuesdays and Thursdays, I think. Couldn't go but once a week. And we had to walk in, maybe about 3 miles, to see the girl. And me and him would walk over there to see my girl and his girl. And I told him that night, I said, I'm going to ask her for him tonight. I done got up my nerves in. I wanted this girl. And I said, where your mama at? She said, she in there in the other room. He said, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going in there and ask for you tonight. Your dad ain't here. He didn't live there anyway. So I went in there and I said, Miss Young, I said, me and Mary Jane, we want to get married. She said, you do? I said, yes, ma'am. You think you can take care of a wife? I said, I believe I can. She said, well, if you want to marry her, you got my permission. And that was the end of that. I was happy. We went on back in there, and I sat down and talked a long time then. But we couldn't stay no longer to stay up to 10 o'clock. You had to leave there.
Well, after they got married, they went to live. I want to say one more thing before I get to this. One of the things to understand also about the plantation churches is that many times when the plantations were closed like that, the people who went to church, the plantation owners went to the church and preached the sermons. And so you find a lot of people who would not use the Pauline epistles. And those of you who know, who are Christians, who understand that the Pauline epistles are Paul's letters to the church of Corinth. And it's particularly the scripture that says, servant, obey your masters. And so a lot of times you can hear older people talk about that, and they didn't like those scriptures. They use all kinds of parts of the Bible, but seldom would they use those particular scriptures. But that's just a little aside, just another little teachable moment kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But I want to ask Daddy, Daddy finally got married to Mama in 1943.
Yeah.
And in 1944, I was born. But when Daddy got married to, thank you, when Daddy got married to Mama, he went to live with his daddy. Here's some water.
Thank you.
And when he went to live with his daddy gave him the, we always talk about going home to live and all that kind of stuff. Well, now, when you get grown, you need to have your own address, Daddy. That's probably going to fall. You probably need to settle in that chair or something.
Oh, I got it. He ain't fall.
And so Daddy's father told him he gave you how many months?
He said, you can stay with me 6 months so you don't have to buy anything. No grocer, nothing. I already had hogs and stuff at that time.
Oh, you already had them on yourself?
I had some hogs. We had raised hogs on this place. He could let us raise hogs on this place. Okay. And so I had worked and sold pigs and stuff like that, and worked out for other people, And I had saved me up about $75. That was a lot of money at that time. That was a lot of money. And I went on. I didn't think about it, And when them 6 months was up, my dad told me, said, well, it wasn't really up. He told me about 2 weeks. Well, I had forgot about it. I had to go. My dad said, every woman need her own kitchen. Said she can't get along with my wife. I don't think she can. So you're going to have to get a place for you and your wife and kid. Because she was born then. I didn't know what to do then. He said, well, you can go over there Cecil's Winston's over there, so he got a place over there. He got some houses over there. He'll let you sharecrop over there with him this year. So I went over there. I know the man lived over there, Mr. Overlemon. He had been to Memphis, and he had been up there working. I thought Memphis was a long ways from home then. And I met Mr. Over, and I told him what I wanted. He said, yeah. I said, I'll take you up here and talk to him. He said, there's a house right over there you can get. And so I went up there, and he came out. Mr. Over told him what I wanted, you know. And he said, yeah, I know that boy. That's Caesar Simpson boy. I said, he's a damn good worker. That's what he said. He's a damn good worker. See, I seen him plow and cut ditches and stuff off down there, and Caesar's sitting down there. He let his dad rest, and he done the work. He said, yeah, when you want to move? Well, I didn't have but 2 weeks. I said, well, next week will be good enough for me. I couldn't move this week. He said, well, I'll send some wagons over there Monday morning. This was on a Saturday. And he sent some wagons over there, and he moved me on over there.
Was that the house I was born in?
That's the house you was born in.
That house was, it was a little shanty, y'all. It wasn't big as most people's garages these days. And I can remember going by for at least 35 years after I was born and seeing that house and that big field that it was in, falling in on itself. And it probably looked not too much different from that Daddy said from when they moved in. But I was born, Daddy, and what did you do the day I was, well, 2 things happened. One thing, Mama went into labor, and Daddy had to get the doctor.
Yeah. She went into labor, and the midwives was supposed to be there. They used to have midwives to take babies, you know. The doctors didn't take them. They took them right, they come out and take the babies right at home there. And so Mama told me, said, you got to go to Pickens and get Dr. England. Say, this girl is in labor, and she figured to have this baby. And I said, oh, God. I said, I got to ride where to Pickens? I went out there, and I caught one of those mules, and I got on that mule, and I rode that mule. I cut through the field. I had some shortcuts I could cut, see. And I went down there, and I went up to Dr. England's office, and he said, what can I do for you, boy? I said, my wife is in labor. She's going to have a baby. And my mama told me to come and get you. He said, where's she at? I said, she's out on the bird place out there, a place they call Bird Place. He said, whose place is that? I said, that place belongs to Mr. Palm Williams. He said, oh, I know him. He lives in Lexington. I said, I'll go out there. I said, well, you going in the pickup? I said, I'll just ride back with you and then come back and get the mule. He said, no, you better ride the mule back. He wouldn't even let me ride with him. I said, okay. He had to go way around, you know, because the truck could beat me there with the mule, you know, and I wanted to be there when she was born. And about the time he got there, he wasn't there 10 minutes before I done got there. Riding that mule, I rode that mule near about to death, trying to get back there. So I got back, and when I walked in the door, I heard the baby hollering. I heard her hollering. I said, oh, I got a baby. I said, I'm going to see what it is. I hope it's a boy. Got in there, and it was a girl. I said, well, good. Just since I got a baby. My wife, I said, the baby all right? She said, yeah. I said, you want to see him? I got him, I picked up, and I looked at her. I said, ooh, ain't she a pretty baby?
I was pretty baby.
I said, ain't that a pretty baby, Jane? I called my wife Jane. And she said, yeah, she is, ain't she? I said, I bet she is. I think she weighed about 8 pounds. And I kissed that girl, and I hugged her. She said, don't kill her baby now. And I told her, I said, as long as day I live, she'll never see a field. And the doctor looked at me. He said, what do you mean she ain't gonna see a field? I said, that's what I said. She ain't gonna work in no field like me. I said, I don't care how many kids I have. They ain't gonna never work in the field because I'm gonna be gone away from here. He looked at me, he said, you'll never get away from here. That's what he told me. I said, that's what you think. That's just what you think. Well, as the years went by, they went by, and I stayed there with that man that year. I stayed there on that place with that man. The man I had moved over there with, you know. And they told me my time was up with him. So the man sent the wagons over there and picked me up, and I moved over there. Well, the first year I worked, I didn't let her work too much that year. At the middle of that year, we was planting the crop, planting the corn and the cotton and stuff like that. And when the cotton got up, where you could chop it, you know, go through it and cut it out with the hoe and stuff like that. Well, everybody had their own field. About 12 acres of cotton. And he was giving me $12 a month for 6 months. And the next 6 months you was on your own. So I made 8 bales of cotton that year. And I think I made 3 loads of corn and a great big old load of potatoes and stuff like that. Now this is supposed to be half and half. I was working half and half with him. And that year, we got ready to sell up. He sell up every about a month before Christmas every year. So it was about 6 families on that place then, and I was the smallest family there. So we would chop cotton, and chop cotton until we got it all ready to pick and stuff like that. And we picked all the cotton and got it all ready, stuff like that. And he got ready to settle up with us. He never would let you see no paper, what you owed him or what you're going to get or nothing. He would just call you up there. And he called me first. I was the first one he called. Well, I'm thinking I'm going to get some money. I didn't owe him $100. 6 months, or $12 a month. And my wife said, I hope you come back with us some money so we can go to town and buy these kids some clothes. Stuff. Well, I'm thinking I'm going to get some money. He got my papers out there, and he looked at them. He said, well, let's say, by God, if you'd have made 1 more bale of cotton, you'd have come out of there. Well, I got mad then. And he said, if you'd made 1 more bale of cotton, you'd have come out of there. So you owe me $90. I said, I haven't got $90 from y'all this year. He said, yeah, but I had to buy the seeds and the corn and the fertilizer and things to put down to grow this stuff. I said, well, I don't see why it costs that much. And Toby was hitting me to tell me to hush, you know, don't hush, don't say no more. Whatever he say, gotta go, you know. I said, I'm gonna tell him now what I'm got to say now. And I told him, I don't see how I owe you that much money, Mr. Cecil. He said, well, you do. Then now you can move out and let the next one step up. Well, I moved out and I went on back to the house and I told my wife, I said, we didn't get no money this year. Say, y'all, I owe him $90. What? Oh, she jumped up in there. She thought sure we was going to have some money, and I did too. And so I got mad then. I went over to my daddy, and I told my daddy about that. I said, Papa, I'm leaving now. I said, I didn't get no money this year. He said, you didn't clear anything? He said, well, I didn't figure you was going to get nothing this year. Yeah, I knew he was going to take this year. I said, how did you know that? He said, they do everybody like that. So the next year, Papa said, I'm going to tell you what you do. You do like I tell you now. He said, you go back over there and stay another year with that man. And I said, I don't know about that, Papa. Papa said, don't tell me you don't know. Say, I'm telling you. You got to do it. Say, if you leave here, say, he'll get after me about it because he think I'm coming over here and I'm giving you advice what to do. So you go back and stay another year and I guarantee you'll make some money. That was kind of hard for me to do. Because I was mad because I worked all that year and didn't get nothing. So I took Papa's advice and I went on back and I stayed another year with him. So I made one more bale of cotton more than what I made that year. And made potatoes and stuff there like we made, you know, and gathered during the winter. So he hated to sell me that year. Well, I said, well, if I don't get nothing this year, I'm walking away from here. And I ain't gonna care nothing. I said, I'm gonna care nothing about my wife. I said, I'm getting out of here. Mr. Over said, I hope you get something, Dub. I hope you get something. I said, I'm gonna get something, I hope. Papa said I was gonna get something, and I believe what he said. That year I cleared $90. He give me the same $90 he should have given me that year. And I worked another whole year. I said, do I owe you any money now? He said, no, you don't owe me no money. I said, well, thank you very much. I left and I went on to the house and I pulled that check out. He wrote it in the check to Pickens Bank. I went down there and I had that check, me and her. And the white man asked me, said, you mean Cecil let you have $90 this year? I said, no, I worked for that this year. I said, I didn't clear nothing last year, so he said I cleared money this year. Damn, I don't see how he let you clear it now $90. That's what he said, and he cashed the check.
Mind you, Daddy's 20 years old now.
I went back home and I showed her that money. And she said, what we gonna do? I said, we leaving here today. I said, we leaving here today. And we went on down to her mother's down there. She lived about 8 miles. So I had 2 kids then, Dorothy and Doris. And we toted them kids down there. And I met her stepfather, Jane's stepfather, and I told him what I had done. And he said, you got money this year? I said, yeah, I cleared $90, man. I said, I'm getting away from now. I said, can you go up there and move my stuff? He said, I don't know. He said, I'll see the boss and see can I take some wagons up there and move your cone and your... Now, he let me took my cone and stuff from there. And all my chickens and all my dogs. I had about 3 dogs. I took my dogs, and I think he was the sheriff then in that little town there. And that Monday morning, wasn't nothing in that house. We moved it out of there that night. Me and my brother-in-law, they was little, but they was big and husky, and they picked up them hogs and things and put them in that wagon, in one wagon, and we put all my other stuff on the other wagon. And led my cows. I put a rope on them. I put one of them plow lines on them. I shouldn't have got, but I went up there in that lot and I got me some plow lines and I tied them cows around the horn and I hooked it to the back of that wagon. I said, you going one way or the other. If you want to walk, you're going to walk. If you don't, I'm going to drag you. Well, some of them fell and I stopped the wagon and they would get up and walk on down the road. We finally got down there. Got down there and got them wagons unloaded and put them back where they were supposed to be at. So that same weekend, I told my wife, I said, I'm leaving here. I'm going up where my brother's at. She said, okay. So you go up there and find somewhere for us to stay and send back and get me. Well, I wait 2 weeks up there and I sent back to get her. I got me a little check up there. More money than I ever had in my life. I was getting 74 cents an hour, and down there, when we got across, maybe we wasn't making but 50 cents a day. 50 cents a day is what we was making. So that settled that deal.
Daddy, I remember you telling me, though, that you didn't really get to come up right away because you had to work at a sawmill.
That was during the summer when we got our crops laid by. He wanted me to work for him because I was on the place there. We got our crops all done with, laid by, and then we didn't have nothing else to do until the crops got ready for us to get the harvest, you know. So I told Mr. Over that when we got done with our crops all together there, I said, Mr. Over, I said, my stepfather worked down there at that sawmill. I said, I think I'm going to go down there and work until I get ready to gather this crop. He said, that gum said he ain't going to let you work down there. So I went down there I think it was on a Thursday. It was on a Thursday. I went down there and I went to that sawmill and he was out there working at the sawmill. He was running that saw that goes back and cut the lumber off, you know. And I walked over there and I said, where the boss at? I said, I want to see him. He said, what are you going to do? I said, I want a job if he give me a job. The man was named Mr. Magnar. He said, Yanni is over. Yanni, go over there and talk to him. I went over there. I said, Mr. Magnar. I said, well, Holly told me you was hiring down here. He said, yeah, I'll give you a job. I said, where you stay at? I said, I stay up there in the Cecil Winston place. He said, oh, hell, he ain't going to let you work down here. I said, you might forget it. I said, but if he let you work, so you can work. So I went back and I told my wife, I said, I'm going to go to work at that sawmill. She said, you think he's going to let you work down there? I said, I'm going to work down there. I'll leave here once. I said, would you work for 50 cents when you can make $1? I said, he ain't going to pay me but $1 a day, 50 cents a day, and I can make $1 a day down there. I said, fix my lunch. So I didn't have nothing to go in the bucket but some biscuits and syrups. And a little old bucket about that high. I said, you make me some biscuits and fry me some meat and some syrups and put it in that bucket. She said, okay. She fixed my bucket and I had to be there at 6 o'clock. Because I woke up early that Monday morning. I got up about 4 o'clock. She said, what you getting up so early? I said, I'm going to work down yonder. I got to be there at 6. Get up and so you can fix me something. And we were there talking, and the rider of the place come down. He says, Dub, I seen your light on mighty early. How come you get up so early? I said, I'm going down to the sawmill. That man give me a job down there. He said, man, don't try that. Said, that man, he going to jump on you and whoop you. I said, I don't think so. I don't think so. And I went on down there. Man, give me a job. Lumber was coming off way off the chain, and it got really high up there, about 20 feet in the air, looked like it. And he said, I want you to go up there and start throwing them shades back, what they slick cutting off going up yonder. So you think you can do that? I said, oh, yeah, sir, I can go up there. I'll get them down for you. I went on up there and I started throwing that stuff back, and I threw that lumber down so far. He said, Jesus Christ, I didn't know you could do all that work. He said, you got it down so low now, you can rest a while. And I sat there and the lumber started getting high again. I worked there 3 days. I had to walk home. I had about 3 miles to walk every day, there and back. And I finally, that Wednesday, he got off that Wednesday, and I was walking up the road with my bucket. I was so tired I couldn't hardly walk. But he put on the rake so hard, and knocked gravels all over me. It had gravel roads then, you know, wasn't no pavements. Knocked gravel, made me so mad. I was so mad at that, man. Them gravels hurt me too. Hurt the same bad leg I had then. He said, boy, you want to ride? I said, yes, I don't care if I do. And I had bought me a knife. I paid $1 for a knife. That was a lot of money to pay for a knife. I hate to buy it. I said, but I'm going to protect myself. If he think he's going to whoop me, he got another thing coming. I said, me and him going to be fighting. He drove on up, near out to the fork. Never will forget it. I had my bucket sitting up here, my knife on my hand. I said, if he hit me with that blackjack, we're going to tear this truck up. He had that big pistol on him. I said, I ain't scared of no gun. He just have to shoot me. And he said, yeah, damn boy, you don't want to work for me, do you? I told him, I said, well, it ain't that I don't want to work here, but I got my crop all planted like you said you wanted me to do. And I said, I'm free to work down there. If he's going to pay me more money. I said, you ain't going to pay me but 50 cents a day. I said, would you work for 50 cents when you can make $1? He said, you put it down smart. I said, I ain't trying to get smart with you. He said, but I'm just telling you. I said, Mr. McNair offered me $1 a day and you're going to pay me 50 cents a day. I said, would you work for 50 when you could make $1? He told me, you put it down smart, ain't you? I said, well, I ain't trying to get smart with you, but I'm just telling you, Miss Cecil. And I looked him right in his eyes.
Which is a no-no.
And he looked back at me, had big eyes anyway, and he was a big man. He was a big white man. I said, well, if he think he's going to whoop me and stand up, he got another thing coming, because I was a pretty big boy then. Myself, I was big as that boy there, or bigger. I was big at that time. And he got down there to the folk where he started to go up to the house, and he told me, he said, well, Willie, see, I'm going to let you work down there. I said, thank you very much. And he said, don't you tell the other Negroes that I'm going to let you work. I said, my business and your business is our business. He said, you is damn smart, ain't you? So I got out of the truck, and all the houses was in one line, you know. And another white man stayed over in front of us.